Welcome back to Vanlife Customs UK Limited. Today, on this episode, I'm going to show you how to install your shelf or cupboard. You'll either have built it yourself from flat pack, or it turned up pre-built if you bought the pre-built version. So the shelf and the cupboard are the same way to fix, just one will have doors and one will have a lip on the front, but they're exactly the same. You're going to want some specific tools, a drill driver. I use an impact driver as well because I've got one and it's definitely a good tool to have. I'll have an angled impact attachment. If you got one, use it, it's going to make your life a lot easier. I also have a angled drill attachment. I don't use this in this video, but if you got one, it could come in handy. Some masking tape and a pencil or a pen. So you'll have your shelf, you'll have 3 brackets with 2 holes in each side, 2 brackets with 1 hole in each side. You'll have some self-tapping screws and some smaller wood screws. So we will fit one of these on and one of these, so the bigger one and the smaller one in the middle. We'll fit a bigger one and a smaller one on this end, and we'll fit one bigger one on this end, which is behind the driver's seat. So I'll take you into the van now and I'll show you how we install one of these shelves into our T5. Right, so now we're in the van, I'm going to show you where your shelf fits. So you probably have a window just here. We haven't cut a window in this van, but that's where it would be. So you have, that's where your roof lining comes to about there. So all this is, you can screw into this. There's nothing in there, and you can screw into this part of the window here. So my shelf fits in this gap here and into these contours here and here, like that. So you'll put your L brackets in and that holds that up. Normally your headline would come down and tuck in under there like that. And the reason I send this out as a kit for you to put the L brackets on is because everyone's headlining seems to be different. Some are thicker than others, some people maybe don't have them. That's the reason, because they're all different. So mine will be different to how yours fits because I haven't got a headline up at the minute. So what I'll do, I'll get my helping hand, because really you need 2 hands for this job. It makes life much easier, but I've built a set of helping hands to hold this up in place. So as you can see, my helping hands is a bit of scrap wood, measured, and it's now sat on there nicely. I can now use my hands for marking and drilling and what have you. What we'll do, we'll get one in, we'll do one at a time, and that'll slowly pull it up in nice and tight. I'll bring the camera over and I'll show you where we're going to put our L brackets. So now the shelf is in position, you can just see the contours, it's a bit dark there, where the shelf follows and sits. So we're going to put an L bracket here and just here. We're going to put an L bracket, we'll probably do it this side because the light's probably a bit better, here and here, and one here, and then just one in this corner. And between the 5 of them, that pulls that up nice and tight. So we are going to start in the middle. What you'll need is one L bracket, he's going to sit up there, bit of masking tape just to mark out where he's going to go on this bulkhead to start with, and obviously a pen or a pencil. So what we'll do, we'll put a bit of masking tape roughly in the position where we're going to want to fix our L bracket to. I'm going to go about there. Right, I'm going to mark. So I'm going to mark my 2 holes. And now I'm going to pilot drill these 2 marks and fix my L bracket into the middle bulkhead. Find my marks, there it is. I'm going to put a pilot hole in there. And I'll put one just there. Take your tape off. Put the first one in. Get the second one in. Like that. So the next fixing is into the van. So what you want to do is I'm going to use my angled drive piece here because, yeah, again, I've got one and it makes life a lot easier. So you can pilot hole it, or these screws have got a drill tip in, and that's what I'm just going to use on this one. I'm just going to put that into there. One. And here's the second one. So that's the first fixing. You want to repeat the process on both ends, but first of all I'm going to put one in the back here, which is one of these little ones. So same process again, work out roughly where he goes in. Pilot hole it, put your bracket in, and now you've got another fixing that pull it backwards at the same time. That's your first two fixings. So we'll move on to the closest one to the driver's seat, and we'll do one at that end. So on the end closest to the driver's seat, we're just going to use one fixing here. So we're going to get him in just there. So same again, pilot hole. Yeah, again, you can put your tape in, mark it, take the shelf out. It's easy to do in one go if you've got the right tools. One. Two. So we now have 3 points of contact. Technically, your helping hand can let go, or you can move your homemade helping hand. The end closest to the back doors, we're going to use one 2-hole L bracket and one one hole L bracket. So we'll do the same as the middle. So we'll put this one up into the roof first. Same process, roughly pick where you need it to be. Obviously you'll probably have your headliner on, so it's a bit hard to work out where the metal skin is. But if you pull your headline down to start with, you can get a rough idea, put a tape measure in, it'll tell you where you're going to. But I mean, it's pretty much just behind the 40mm top piece. But you do need to check that, because obviously carpet and ply lining does bring the shelf further forward and down. So always double check what you're screwing into. But like I say, this metal skin in the van, there's no cables or anything run behind here as far as I'm aware. Yet again, worth double checking, but in this van and all the other vans I've done so far, I haven't found any cables. So we'll pilot hole this one up here. So I'm going to go just here with this one. So we've done the two screws into the actual shelf itself. I'm now going to put the two into the metal skin of the van of the roof. So we've got that one in, we're just going to put the single one in now, just behind it. So as you can see, we've got two fixings, and then on the other end we have one fixing. We now have all the 5 fixings in the shelf, and that should be solid. So I'm now going to take away my helping hand. And there we go, the shelf stays in one place. That's fairly solid. I mean, you won't hang off it, but you can put some heavy stuff in it. You know, drills, all the bits. There you go. There's your shelf fitted to your T5 camper van. Hope you enjoyed these two episodes of how to build our flat pack shelf or just install our pre-built shelf. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.